Recut! Shout out to the goddamn cutters in the building.
Chill. It's Recut Gems, man. Shout out to Recut. It's Gucci.
I couldn't tell if that was a Gucci Chia or if it was the John Cena.
Oh, right.
It is the time for that.
It is that time. Yo, he was just like laid back. You could tell this was like the reflective, introspective cut on My Time Is Now right here. You know, he had like the mid 2000s little chipmunk soul in there. You know what I'm saying?
Platinum album, might I add, for the kids that don't know. Platinum album.
Right. Platinum hits, man.
Just like Jada said, I did real songs of platinum. I know made up shit.
Yeah, I got real plaques.
Real streaming shit.
Right, yes. This is called Hand to Hand, homie. We were selling CDs in Sam Goody.
He was selling CDs in Sam Goody. That was back around the time. I don't know if he has a record on. I don't know if John Cena has a record on that debut album. That was just like, I don't know, man. I mean, will I be the GOAT? And then it has like the little introspective beat in the back, and you just hit turn the lights on, turn me down.
Turn it down.
Boston, stand up.
No.
Oh, Vinny, this time is for the money, my nigga.
Oh, you said too, pal. See?
I told him he told me to say it. Y'all didn't believe me.
Pal, we pulled back the curtain on that one. Oh my God.
We would never let John hold that down. Sorry. I'm sorry, John. I don't want to do you like that on a week that is as special as this week is. And especially on another week of Recut Gems. So shout out to everybody that has tuned in. Myself, MC A+ here, kicking back on another wonderful Patreon bonus here on the Black Print Network. Plus, how you doing, man? I gotta say, we're a couple days away from making our ways to Los Angeles. I don't know if we're gonna do it Eddie style. We haven't set up the Turo for the Viva la Raza for the lowrider yet. So I don't know.
Wow. We do that. We gotta make sure we good first. We gotta make sure we're riding down the streets with the Eddie theme blasted out. Two black guys in the middle of damn near South Central. Not exactly. Oh nah, man. We gotta make sure we straight first, man. We gotta check in.
I'm
gonna call Wack 100. Hey Wack. Hey, y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all come over here to the West Coast. Y'all check in with me. Y'all good?
Y'all pay y'all tithes. Don't even worry about that. We gonna be good, man.
We gonna be all right.
We're not gonna need game. We're not gonna need anybody to. We're not gonna be anybody like, yo, I saw them down the street right out. They was going to night 1 of WrestleMania. Usually I do the night 2. You know, the big main events and the big fights is on there. But I try to tell them, I was like, yo, if y'all cross this street, it might not be right for you and I can't save you. Everybody comes to LA and has all these ideas of what to do. I cannot save everybody, man. I can't.
Yo, Game would cap and say like, yo, I remember going to night 1 in WrestleMania 21. I went to night 1. See, I ain't go to night 2. You know it wasn't no night 1 and 2 back then. Stop.
Yo, they had the Kane Undertaker. They had the preview before they gave y'all the second match, but the real one was on that Saturday night. I swear to God, it was me, OG Low.
Oh my God.
But we gonna be good, man. Appreciate everybody that has tuned in through a very good week of the Black Print, I must say. We're going to have some bonuses for you going into what is going to happen next month on a new episode of Throwblacks, but you will get new recuts from A+ and I every other week. You won't be getting a bonus in the following week because that will be our Black Print week. You're going to hear from myself, J5, Josh Pease, literally on the night of night 2. By the time that you get it by Tuesday, night 2 would have happened. WrestleMania would have already happened. But this is going to be a great bonus for you. But depending on what happens in between Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to depend on what our energy is going to be for that Sunday. Because we won't be able to tell you exactly what happens on that night 2 just yet. But honestly, we know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I already got the smile on my face. We know.
Come on, H. Don't put our guy on the Lex Express to nowhere, okay?
Please, H.
All right.
Please, if you do it again, I'm just gonna be so. I can't even describe the emotion I'm gonna have if you do it, H. I shouldn't even be called. My 8-year-old self is pretty upset that I'm calling you H with a little bit of a nudge from shoulder to shoulder. But this is your first ever WrestleMania. We're trusting you. We're trusting you right now.
Come on now. Finish the damn story.
That's all you got to do, man. Finish the damn story. That's what we had to talk about within this past month of the Black Print, as well as our bonus episode of Throwblacks. 20 years since Get Rich or Die Trying, and we covered our little retrospective of that on Throwblacks. Very big reception. Very, very big reception. It fucks me up. It fucks me up from time to time because I kind of get into a perception of talking about these albums from a perspective of amazing album, great album, one of the albums that has completely changed my childhood. And it's an album that I just generally assume that everybody has heard already and can talk about and so on and so forth. But following Throwblacks and Get Rich or Die Trying, to be able to see the responses that say, hey, I listened to this album with different ears today. I listened to this album for the first time today. Those are the types of things that blow my mind. And it's like, man, 20 years just sounds like a really great number in theory, but you go back and you go through the past decade or so of people that just did not grow up with that album and can actually hear it in a different perspective and appreciate it. It's something that is still a little bit, it's tough to try and process from somebody that is in an area where it means so much to them.
From somebody, I'm just taking a guess here because I, was in 11th grade when that album came out, so I thoroughly remember it and vividly remember it. A 19 to, let's say, 23, 24-year-old's perspective on that album, I'd love to hear it because you're right. They didn't grow up with it. They may look back on an album like Get Rich the same way we look at a Run DMC album or a Boogie Down Productions album.
Which is...
Exactly. It's mind-blowing, but think about it, man. They were 19, 23 now. Psh, yeah, they weren't around. You were not around. Of 50 Cent because he's been a influential figure throughout your life, but you don't know the origin story, or you didn't live the origin story, I should say.
Mm-hmm. And there was plenty of that story after what happened on Get Rich or Die Trying. The remaining months of 2003, because it came out in February 2003. So you have all of 2003 and what happened with that. Beg for Mercy came out at the end of the year, the entire 04. And then by that time, as we talk about things with WrestleMania terminology and wrestling terminology, by far, at least in my opinion, the biggest heel run of all time in hip hop history, which happens in 2005, which honestly, 2005, by far, one of the wildest hip hop years of all time. But it kicks off from 50 Cent saying, you know what I'm saying? I got a little thing called St. Valentine's Day Massacre coming out in 2005. Y'all should be scared. Y'all should get ready. And, my boy Game here got a little thing called a documentary. It's coming out January 2005. And then from there, you have an entire shit show of craziness throughout the remainder of the year.
The Game 50 feud. Man, you're right. Like if there was a documentary detailing 50s, rise, it's like in wrestling terms, this is the part of the documentary where the talking heads are like, and the boos were kind of getting a little audible. You started to hear them a little bit more louder. They were kind of getting, they were growing, a little dissension within the ranks. And that's where it started to happen. Well, Game and 50 started going back and forth. And we know what happened from there. A whole year's worth of back and forth nonsense between the two. Not Rich is Still Lying. It's still funny to me. I haven't heard it in years, but I'd probably still laugh at it. I ain't gonna lie.
Not Rich and Still Lying came with Game going like, okay, I swear to God, y'all, this is the last time. The last 120 bars is all I'm going to give him. And on God, I'm going to end it. Even Clue was like, come on, guys. Can we just do this? Let's just be the last one and then let's just end this. Come on. Really? And Game's like, all right, I got it.
The Not Rich Still Lying one was the 50 one where he was rapping like Game.
Yeah.
You were saying I'm crazy. I might be just maybe. I'm tripping or something. I was like, yo, he is a madman for this song. He's insane. This is crazy.
Those moments are going to be some of our favorite internet moments that we're actually going to cover today on Recut Gems because that was something that was talked about from the essentially the postmortem of Throwblacks. We're going to get an official postmortem of Throwblacks next month before we cover our next album that will be announced once we set that up for the next Patreon bonus. But lot of great talk that came from somebody that listened to Throwblacks on Twitter from those that wanted to hear us talk about the 2005 run of 50 Cent, 2005 run of what had happened afterwards. And those are some of our favorite internet moments that we're going to be talking about this week. But honestly speaking, I gotta say, plus my Drewski hands are in the air. I'm sorry, guys. We talked about how things were a little bit different in 2008 and 2009 when it came to downloads and our culture that we have here on the internet. We did not mean, I swear to God, we did not mean to kill Zippy Share. I want to apologize specifically. It's not our fault though. It's not our fault.
Yeah, we didn't want to kill Dat Piff. We did not want to kill Dat Piff.
I swear, this was literally days after the episode. You and I were like, hey, streaming feels a lot better than those days, right? Like, who wants to download zip files anymore? Who wants to deal with 10, 15 minute waits for an album? This feels great.
Right.
And then 2 days later, hey guys, Dat Piff is burning down. And all of the internet went fucking nuts. That was not our intent.
No.
That was not our intent. But it feels bad to say that Zippy Share is going to be gone because that ends up being one of our services that do not get enough credit for their services that they have provided to the community. One of the lesser, not necessarily the lesser known sites, but throughout all the sites that we listed last on episode 2 of Recut Gems, it was a little bit tough. It was on the back end of those names that I remembered from those streaming days.
Yeah, if you were deep down in the trenches, you remember Zippy Share.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They had a run.
Yeah, they were around. Like you said, they weren't maybe as prominent as your Media Fire or your Mega Uploads, but they were around. Shout out to Zippy Share. Rest in peace.
You know what I also slept on? Dbree. Dbree did a lot of service for the community. Nobody talks about it.
Dbree. I'm not even familiar. I'm not gonna lie.
That was dbr.ee. That was like in an era where there were the downloaders that it's clearly way too late to really join a forum and start downloading music because pretty much everywhere got clipped and cut. So you join it's like you kind of reverted back in the day and you found a forum that was like, hey guys, we got the iTunes rips, M4A AAC. People that love the M4A AAC. That was that era.
Okay. All right. See, I missed that one. I definitely missed that site, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was definitely a different era. But Dat Piff scared a whole lot of people. Thankfully, it was just down for maintenance. You and I even got tagged it, and I looked at it and I was like, well, it doesn't look down. It just looks like somebody hacked the code a little bit. But if it was down, I was going to get a little bit worried because, we talk a lot about preservation on Recut Gems. And although, admittedly, I am more of a live mixtapes guy, I will completely admit I like their formal tagging process. We come from Group Rip Boys, so I got to make sure my capitals are all capital. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the produced by in the parentheses. I don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? I like my things a little nice and neat, so I would come through in a live mixtapes bag. But losing Dat Piff would have felt bad. I got to say that.
Yeah, I mean, Dat Piff is the original, right? I mean, of course, it's like if live mixtapes is Target, Dat Piff is Walmart.
Yeah. You know what? Is there anything? No, I think Walmart's pretty appropriate. Like, we've all had our Walmart era from time to time.
Yeah. It
might have lasted a couple of years. And at a certain point, we all grew up and was like, you know what? Even if it is a little bit more expensive, I need a much better experience with my with my downloads, with my purchases. Even though we weren't purchasing anything off live mixtapes.
And that's really what it was. The layout is more appealing, it's cleaner. Live mixtapes started getting exclusive drops. It just was a better experience, like you said.
But it would have felt bad. It would have felt bad, man. I miss the old school. We crashed Dat Piff. I miss the Dat Piff sponsored mixtape. Dat Piff has been around since I was like, goddamn, what was that? I want to say like early Dat Piff was like 06. Man.
Yeah, I'm about to say 05 or 06. It's one of the two. They've been around that long. That player is iconic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Iconic.
And it was necessary because not everybody wanted to go back to all hip hop and jump on that RM, that Real Master player, and hear those old ass songs.
Wow. I'm trying to think of more. Just remember, what was the name of that site, man? Was it I Meme?
Wasn't that for the ringtones?
I think, but they used to have like songs just streaming on there. You couldn't download, but you could stream songs on there. I believe
That was like SoundCloud before there was like a community of musicians that was getting together on SoundCloud and sharing all their stuff. I mean, was like the super, super early, along with SoundClick. SoundClick was like with Soulja Boy was like, man, ain't nobody doing on this here side. We gonna jump on this thing and you know what I'm saying? We gonna take this thing over. I was like a 15-year-old.
SoundClick fueled so many neighborhoods for neighborhood upstart rappers. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, it's a treasure trove of beats. Like the people that produced Duro Ice Cream Paint Job, Black Tea Production, BTP, SoundClick legends.
BTP,
yes. SoundClick legends had beats for days on there.
That's crazy. I did not know that went there. And that's like 09.
This is I would say 07, 08 actually.
Oh, Ice Cream Paint Job goes back to like 07?
No, I mean BTP, like Black Tea Production.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
They were on SoundClick like 07, 08. And I mean, I've heard that tag on the radio when Ice Cream Paint Job came out. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Really? They made it. Oh, another one. Kane Beats, with Kane is in the building, nigga. Him, another SoundClick legend.
Really?
Absolutely. Oh,
the first thing I hear with Kane Beats is took that ice in. You ain't iced out.
Took that ice. Wow, I've not heard that.
I saw it like a lighthouse. That was the trick that he come back.
No, I was thinking of.
Oh yes.
Yeah, man. That's
tell me how you like it. Tell me how you like it. Cause we who else really trying to fuck with Hollywood Cole? I'm with Molly G, bro.
Can we stop right
Hollywood here? Chicks to my Hollywood shows.
Can we stop right here for a second? It pissed me off that Drake and J. Cole. I get why J. Cole said it, but it said Hollywood Cole instead of Hollywood Court. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in hip hop.
Wasn't him saying Cole was wasn't that like a playoff of his name, or did he actually fuck that up?
I think J. Cole did a play off his name. I don't know what Drake was doing because he said Hollywood Cole. You know what I'm saying? And Andre 3000 on Spotty Adi Dopalicious is saying, now who else want to fuck with Hollywood Court? Like it's a project in Atlanta. It's a project. Like it's kind of easy to decipher, but people just
he said that.
He said that, but yeah, I'm sorry to derail it because that just pissed me off. Anybody listening? It's Hollywood Court.
No, absolutely. I think Cole would be like, damn, do I have a good Cole? I don't think I have a good Cole, honestly speaking.
I don't. No, I don't. But no,
J. Cole so laid back and laxed.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a J. Cole. Nah.
It's okay. We will definitely work on a Cole from time to time. But Cole ends up being one of the artists that, benefit from a Dat Piff, even though, at that point, around like that 08, 09 time where Cole was kind of heating up a whole lot more, you did have more outlets. So you did have the live mixtapes and you did have probably smaller other outlets. Mainly those were like your really top two tiers. And as of now, you have a couple that have like preserved it, but a lot of the tapes were in bad quality. Like when I desperately need something and I don't want to plug my external in, I'd be like, all right, fine. Let me jump on Mixtape Monkey or Spinrilla or whatever it is and just download the tape from there. And they'll be like, hey, here's a download link for you. The tape is 40 megabytes. And I'll be like, 40 megabytes?
Right. What is
this? What is this?
What is this?
So,
where's the quality on that?
Yeah, you don't. And that's one of the worst things about preservation. There also could be people that preserve, but just have things in bad quality. Or they'll be like, hey, here's the tape. Here's the album cover. And the album cover is a 100 by 100 small image like this. And it's super blurry. Yeah, man.
Shit artwork, right?
Yeah, shit artwork. Preservation's got to be very, very important. I would have felt bad if Dat Piff actually went down and been lost, even though I don't really do too much going on to Dat Piff and doing downloads and things like that. But it's got a lot of history, even though some of the numbers, allegedly allegedly hearsay. If I could borrow something from Flex, hearsay maybe have been purported a little bit higher than what they should be.
Some of that good funny math. Okay.
I'd still miss the era. What's some of the best funny math? It's actually, let's load up that piff right now, man.
Oh man, on mixtape views, right now. I'm about to say the best funny math of all time is Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. But
what's that funny math?
Over 78,000 93 173 fam. Recorded.
Just make some shit up.
Let's make it up. Oh man, what's some other funny math?
That piff is not loading right now. I'm pretty upset.
Damn.
Don't tell me it's dead again. Is Live Mixtapes loading? Oh, Live Mixtapes is loading. Okay, can we still look at top
the top
total
10
mixtapes?
It's always interesting because I think at this point now, the top 10 used to reflect like who was the actively most popular top 10 rappers, let's say in the South and or Midwest. Mm-hmm. Now it's like more of, I think it's a catalog thing because people are on Live Mixtapes just like you and I going back to some of their favorite releases that are not on, DSPs. So I think it's more about who has a great catalog. So I know the top 10 is still listed on their website.
I just want to see what you used to be able to go on the DatPiff. Well, you still can go on the DatPiff right now. I don't know why the site is down right now, but you used to be able to go and just look at the top downloads ever. And I remember Dream Chasers 2 was like number 1 for a good couple months.
Yeah.
Or a good couple of years or so. And then obviously other tapes have come in since. That is now an 11-year-old tape, which is completely crazy to me. And we're going to have plenty more coming in this 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary of what we have here. But
that is like deflating. I'm going to get over it. It's okay. But it's still just like, wow. 11
I don't want it to be. I want it to feel like celebratory. Like Get Rich or Die Trying felt celebratory. There's a lot of debate going on as of right now throughout the clip that's on Twitter about 50 and Lil Wayne and yada yada, so on and so forth. Hey man,
go ahead. I'm just wow. It could go either way. It's like nobody's catalog. I mean, Wayne has a much larger catalog, and I said the quality is larger because his output is larger. But come on, man. Well, I mean, it turns into region wars every time we do this.
Every single time. But I'm just glad Apple Music is getting some notice towards their video content, man. I was a little bit worried about that from time to time because Rap Caviar was
Rap
Caviar was
right.
hitting them with the beats. There's even a movie. I don't know where the movie's gonna be. Isn't it on Hulu or something like that? The Rap Caviar movie?
There's a Rap Caviar. I'm kind of out the loop. I did not know there was a Rap Caviar movie.
I think it's gonna be like a documentary. It's coming somewhere.
Oh yeah. I did hear about that. I'm sorry. Yes. I think you said on Hulu. I think it is on Hulu. Yep.
Things on Hulu. So I'm glad that there are different stories that can be told from the Apple Music platform. Even though, in my personal opinion, I would be very, very. Is it on Hulu? Yeah, it's on Hulu. I would be very conflicted between 50 Cent and Lil Wayne because those end up just being, two of my favorite artists specifically from that era. Two of my favorite artists, period. As far as anybody who were to ask me who are some of my favorite MCs, who are some of my favorite artists, who I think are some of the top artists, so on and so forth, because I've had a musical relationship as far as, growing up with a lot of that music, but from an internet perspective, that also has added to a lot of the lore, the stories, and the things that we had heard, because those stories end up fueling some of the memories that we have about this era, sometimes even more than the music.
For sure. And I mean, going back to 50 and Wayne, as far as the conversation around this for the past couple of days, I think people talk about, well, Wayne doesn't have a Get Rich or Die Trying. I mean, hey, 50 don't have a Carter 1. But I mean, hey, I think what they're saying with that is he doesn't have a quote unquote blockbuster debut album. I mean, his debut album went platinum, which by all means is a blockbuster to me. You know what I mean? I know what they're saying. Once again, it didn't come out the gate like Get Rich, but he still has Carter 3. You know what I mean? He has, the superstar album in his catalog, but it just didn't happen. The trajectory just isn't the same for 50 and Lil Wayne. It's just different. 50 was like a supernova. I don't want to say like a .com bubble, but 50 gave you, let's be honest, 5 years, 6 years worth of music in like 3 years. Mm-hmm. If you count all the G-Unit radios, the solo albums, the soundtracks, the albums he helped, for the other artists on the label, like he gave you a large amount of music in a short amount of time. And that may have burned out some people. That may have burned out him. But Lil Wayne has had like these different arcs of his career. Like it's like a winding road when you talk about Wayne.
Do you think that the people that ride for a lot of these moments from 50 Cent and give him a lot of credit as far as like winning battles or winning anything as far as like a 20-song battle, do you think they give him the credit MC wise? Because I could see people saying, man, 50 will wash anybody in a goddamn verses. You could line up 20 records against him and he'll whoop all their ass. And you ask him, hey, where do you have 50 Cent as far as like, you know, some of your favorite artists of all time? Well, I mean, I put him in like 17, 18, but I wouldn't go too crazy. Like, does it feel almost like tongue in cheek?
In a sense, I think so, because once again, there was maybe the longevity, you know, in that, because 50's reign on top was, let's say, 5 strong years, and as far as music goes. But when it comes to that, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As a 15, 16-year-old, I did look at it like, I mean, yeah, I love his music. I fuck with his music tough, but I feel like Banks is technically the best rapper in his group. And maybe over time, I'm like, yeah, but Banks kind of one-dimensional. But I was all about the lyrical miracles, you know. So there's that. But yeah, I think there is. What I'm trying to say, because I'm kind of getting lost here. I think what I'm trying to say here is, yeah, I think people do discredit 50 Cent's lyrical ability because he is not somebody who is, let's just say, super technically proficient. You know what I mean? He doesn't come with these insane He's not Eminem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you want to look at it on that level, then okay, you can try to take some points away. But the total package, 50, you know, there's a lot of great rappers who aren't like that. And I had to get out of that. There was a long time that I was just like that. Like this one construct of a rapper. If you don't have technical ability, then you whack. And that's just not, come on, man. Grow up. Please.
Yeah. And I guess I can understand that, because there's plenty of things from 50 Cent's story that you can tell outside of an album perspective, which really adds to the allure of like telling of how big that artist was specifically at that point in time. We talked briefly about everything that had happened between 50 Cent and Game, which I would assume if you were to see some of those headlines and those stories in a 2003 headline, those would shock you. Those would absolutely shock you. From being on the documentary, to exposing how much he wrote of the documentary, to The Massacre, which by all means was not a favorite album online. I think you and I can attest to that. Jumping into an area where it was almost a beef, but not really a beef. Then it truly was a beef. Then it was to, oh my God, we're shooting outside Hot 97, to, okay, let me put a 16-minute diss out to you. Then I'm going to diss everybody that's on the list, on your entire roster that you are literally just on my album a couple of months ago, to having a complete summer 2005 of Game driving to Stamford, Connecticut, or wherever. Oh, Farmington, Connecticut. How can I forget? Farmington, Connecticut, to try and find 50 Cent at the old Mike Tyson mansion that 50 Cent had just purchased. Those would be things that you just would not see, or at least you would see it in a much different limelight in 2023.
It's so funny because personal story about that mansion. It was like right after I got in radio that some of the DJs, and I wouldn't have been able to go because I was too young, but they all went up to 50's mansion in Connecticut. Like I think this was to like support either the Massacre or Beg for Mercy, maybe one of Banks' albums and a Buck album in between. But they all went to the crib, man. He had a club in the crib, you know? So they all went to the club in the crib.
Well, Banks was definitely kind of busy at that time. I don't know if you would have caught Banks at Farmington, Connecticut. He was performing. You know what? As far as we talk about internet rap lore, this is one that I 10,000% believe. 10,000% believe. If you have not heard Lloyd Banks' second album, it is called Rotten Apple. That came out in 2006, but it is truly not the second album. The actual second album ended up being The Big Withdrawal. Big Withdrawal was an advance that leaked on the internet because allegedly, and it's so Banks. Like, this is just such, I don't think I would truly hope if I were to go on the internet and go on YouTube right now, I don't know if anybody has ever asked him this in the 15, 16 years since this has happened. I was hanging out with some girl, fucking around in the car, left his entire advance in the car. Somebody, I don't know if it's the girl that he was messing with, I don't know if it was somebody else, takes the CD out the car, leaks it online,
See, stop
And to
right there.
our
Who did she
benefit-
go to? Who did she? I wonder, like, who does she know? Like
I
Big
don't know.
Mike? Like, did she call Big Mike or something? Like, yeah, Big Mike, I could use that. I
can't put my name on this though.
Come
We're
on.
gonna put this out normal. But to our benefit, it allowed us to hear the saddest word that I've ever heard. And we're just yeah, the meme of some the dude saluting and just we were like, yes, thank God.
Lloyd Banks, man. Nah, he was one of my favorites at that time, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I had the Hunger for More deluxe edition with the little look like a $1 bill, $100 bill.
Oh, the dollar bill.
Yeah. I mean, oh, come on, man. Interscope was doing some of the best deluxe editions in the music industry at that point right there.
Mm-hmm.
They always had some type of gimmick. Like, yeah, with a golden ticket to get, if you get the golden ticket, you get to go to Shady Records or some crap like that, man. It was always some type of hook with the Shady.
How come Yayo ain't have one? How come he ain't have a special holographic? Buck had the ski mask. Banks had the dollar bill.
There was no deluxe for Predicate Felon?
I don't think there was a deluxe cover for Predicate Felon. It's him staring into the broken glass, and it's just I can't even make the face that Yayo was making when he's staring into the broken glass. But that didn't have one. Mobb Deep ain't have one.
Those were the two albums I think that didn't go plat too. I think of course Straight Outta Cashville went platinum. I know Hunger for More went platinum.
Absolutely.
Man.
And I think the soundtrack did too, right? King Richard Die Trying soundtrack?
Yeah, I think it had Window Shopper on there. There's a couple others on there.
Fake Love, the one thing that I think they salvaged from Big Withdraw.
Fake Love.
No, You Already Know was what they salvaged from Big Withdraw, if I recall correctly.
Man, what was my shit? It was so many songs on the album.
They told me I ain't get shot. Cadillac Ty saying get shot. I told them, okay, let's prove it. I put it on the big screen, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody enjoy it. I also got the video game coming. Mixtape, Who Kid gonna hold that down. And I just feel like I'm doing things that a lot of niggas ain't doing. I think I'm doing things that Nas ain't doing. I think I'm doing things that Fat Joe ain't doing. I'm just in a different space, man. You know what I'm saying? I got the stock source. I got the source stock on the toilet. If you look on the cover of G Unit Radio, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about Benzino, man. That's how Eminem feel about Benzino, man.
We just gonna get him the right energy, and take away his marketing dollars.
But if I put out bullshit hits like AZ, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, come on, Fifth.
Like, damn, man. What do you got to do with it?
Came back. AZ just came back, bro. Come on, man.
What you got to do with it, man? Damn.
Nas got so mad. He said, I put your grown ass back in your mother's womb. I said, whoa. Nas here.
Nas.
He ain't have to do that. But Internet Rap Lords, G Unit has a shitload of them. What other ones do I remember as far as classic ones? There was the one. This one actually broke my heart. This one actually did break my heart because I didn't want to believe it, and it lasted like a good couple of years. For all the bags that Gilly's getting right now, I wonder if there's any Barstool people that have ever seen the infamous. We're gonna show the holes in his story, and chinks in his armor. You're not a real nigga, and he dissed me. When did it become cool for Danielson to diss Mr. Miyagi?
Woo. Gilly, man. Gilly is a one-of-a-kind character. One of a kind.
If you have never seen it, please go on YouTube. Please 1000% go on YouTube. Look up Gilly the Kid, Lil Wayne. He's outside in some housing. I don't even know how to explain it. It looked like a nice little neighborhood of houses.
Is that what he was saying? For fucking with the ball.
For fucking, at first when I met him, it was wobbly, 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 drop it like it's hot. And then when I left, it was for fucking with the bull. I was so hurt.
Yo,
I was so hurt,
man. I'm glad that everybody true calling ain't in the first quarter, man.
Yes.
I'm so glad he really got a lane where he is ultra successful and really is true calling. That's being a fucking entertainer, not just a personality, comedian, rapper. He's an entertainer, dog.
And he really tried at the rap thing. Sometimes, he had what do you have?
He can rap. I'm not gonna lie and sit here like he can't rap. Like Gilly can rap. It's just that he Pee Wee Kirkland. Every ball player don't get that shot to be, the greatest. Just don't mean they suck. It's just you don't get to be in that league. It's only been so many spots.
And thankfully, Wayne no-sold. But it was really tough for Wayne at that time because you're living in a much different era in 2006. There was the photo of him kissing Birdman. It ends up being one of the biggest forum moments of all time, I would say, because you're going to see it on forums for like the next 3 years for people to say, I told you he was trash. I told you he sucked. He'll never sell 1 million. He's fucking trash. He's ruining hip hop. It's to use that for bait.
It's so funny because I think the mystique of hip hop would have been shattered way earlier if the internet was around in 88.
If the internet was around in 88, I can only imagine the amount of people that are going to be bigging up Paid in Full and Long Live the Kane and are going to tell us how trash Bigger and Deffer is because I Need Love hit Billboard.
Yeah, they would say that he needs to, they like, y'all heard Walking with a Panther money, it ain't fresh. You know what I mean? They probably say something like that, and then wait for like Mama Said Knock You Out to come back and like be on the jock again. You know what I mean? And they got
me fucking looking goofy. I can't deal with this shit no more, man. Come on, man. That might be the come on, man at the beginning. Now that I think about it, come on, man. Yep. It would have been much different. The early when it was like 2000, 2001, you didn't really have to worry about it too much because there weren't really too many pundits online. I just said that like Ross. I don't know why I did. There weren't too many pundits getting their opinions off, telling their thoughts on Miami rap. Nigga, Trick Daddy is a legend, nigga. You'll never convince me otherwise, nigga. He will definitely be that person on like Realist Niggas Forum or Box Den or wherever Ross chooses to peruse. I would just assume Ross was like a Box Den type nigga.
I was on the Box Den.
Downloading illegally.
We got them MP3s, nigga.
I was on that new tracks, but sometimes I go to the old tracks. I need some of my old Miami bass.
I said, who got the group rips? Who are the best? Niggas told me RNS.
Nigga said he hit the C4. I said, whoa. Like a me 40 nigga, tell me where to go. DVD rips, no, I need all those.
Group ripping brackets. I gotta have it.
You send it links, I'ma attack it. Shit gon' die in 5 minutes if there's 50 on it. I never click that shit if there's 50 on it.
Oh, 50.
That Curtis with tossing in the trash, nigga.
Shared links, Z share, that's your last, nigga.
That 09 album that was ass, nigga. I need Ross in his forum era, man.
Oh man.
What other ones? I brought this up earlier this week on the Black Print. Another crazy moment online. And I can only remember it because somebody actually drew the scenario of this on Box Den, and they drew it on Box Den, and I'll never ever find that image again. It is by far one of the funniest images that I've ever seen in my life, and I'll never see it again. The day the Cameron got shot in the Lamborghini.
Oh man, was it like a fan drawing or something?
Yeah, remember he was like. It was the photo. They had Cam out in the purple lamp, and they had Bleak. They drew Bleak.
Yes. Oh my god, that was.
And it said, "It's the Rock, you bastards."
You talk about unlocking a memory just now, bro. You just unlocked the memory. That's crazy.
They had Bleak throwing him the diamond and says, "The Rock, you bastards." And when he got shot, he said, "Oh shit, doggy," and it shows him driving off. And Jay's the camel, and he's calling the phone saying it was a Dundee.
Oh, that's so like that's ridiculousness on another level. There's ridiculousness, and then there's that comic strip. You know what I'm saying? That is fucking insane, man.
We'll never get it again.
No,
We'll
I
never
don't know
get
what
it
that
again.
says. Ain't like it, you mad.net is, the exit button's gone. So
YouMad.net is gone. There's nobody that's gonna ever hear "suck a dick, get the fuck out of here" in much different fashion. But that was a classic internet forum moment because it was literally all we had from a diplomat standpoint in 2004, 2005. Remember, I think this is probably outside of the Ghetto Boys and Office Space, the diplomats. It's kind of a mixture. It's either 3-6 or it's the diplomats as far as like the first meme. Not meme. I won't say meme because that has a negative connotation of it. But as far as like as far as like popularity on the internet, like huge popularity as far as hip hop on the internet, it's 3-6 and it's the diplomats. And truthfully, I saw way more than enough diplomat stuff to be able to talk about the latter more than the former. But 3-6 also gets its credit too. You underestimate the amount of white people that know a shitload of 3-6 Mafia.
yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, once again, like I gotta say, the precursor to Dipset by far is Wu. That fandom alone, that's the like I said, the precursor to the Dipset fan base that we're talking about. Wu-Tang had a fan base out of control, stands, people that were obsessive about everybody down to fucking Killer Army or Killer Priest or Sons of Man. You know what I mean? Like, just the family tree is extensive and people followed it. Same way, like I said, they had so many offshoots of Dipset.
I see some people talk about 2023 music and be like, why are you playing that for kids? You should play them Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, you sure about that? I mean, it's a great talk, but are you sure you want to play some of these records for them kids? I mean, I love them, but it might be a little much. Might be a little much for some of our youth.
Yeah, the skit where I think the torture skit on 36 Chambers. I don't want my
torture motherfuckers, torture. Yeah, fucking.
don't want my child to hear that. Talking about.
Imagine your 8-year-old come up on you. Yo, Dad, I'm gonna take your nuts on the table, just your nuts. And I'm gonna take a spiked baseball bat. Pow! Go to your fucking room. I'll go to your room.
Yeah, you are.
Go to your room. Yeah, that's starting now, T-Mart.
You're in time out.
Starting now, T-Mart.
I love timeout, man. Hell no. Oh man, the iPad. Oh man, timeout probably is popping for a kid now. Good Lord.
Timeout.
Timeout. Yeah. You got your iPad in that motherfucker. You just, oh man, you know what? I'm first thing I do when I get a kid, put him in timeout. Get that damn iPad and that TV.
Give me that PS7. Nah. You thought you were hopping on Fortnite. You thought you was on Fortnite tonight.
Oh shit!
But those are like our top tier. If I had to think of like the just the not the lesser tier, but just the tier that's like not like right underneath it, not like too less. T.I.'s like 3 years of beef that he had online was crazy. Eminem, but there's so many different times of Eminem. There's Eminem beefing with Benzino. There's Eminem. It's what was it? Straight from the Lab? Yeah, Straight from the Lab. When Straight from the Lab came out, and that made the internet go fucking crazy because that was literally all that we had as far as like direct Eminem record. I still can't believe they played Bully on the radio. That was something that blew my mind because Bully ended up just being something that went on the internet and it just ended up being like a diss track that made radio. But we didn't really hear too much from M until Encore, which people thought was a fake leak. I'm sure that most have heard that already. It was did not believe that Encore was a real album.
I did not.
Ouch. There's the Nas $2 million beat with Pharrell. This is right after Drop It Like It's Hot, and Pharrell had the world in his hand. Nigga said he's got another one of those, but this time it's for Nas. Boom. Forums went crazy. We never heard it.
What if it just was the Flyers? You remember that beat? It was like,
or what if it was Can I Have It Like That? But Nas was like, nah, man, I don't know if we could do this, man. This might be a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, it's a little too extravagant.
You know, we just coming out the We just coming out the smoke, coming out the war. I can't come out here with the shiny suits, Rel. But I appreciate that. You know, I understand. You could use this for you. You know what? You could bring Gwen on that.
Oh, he's an A&R, is he?
Bring Gwen.
Pharrell's in the
A&R
studio.
Nas?
Pharrell's let down. He's just been in the studio for 10 minutes selling them on this, like going, oh, doing the breakdown. Oh, man. He kept it for himself. Hey, fuck it.
What else? There's a complete. This is like super niche though. I don't know if anybody's gonna remember. This is super niche. In the Northeast, we did not know. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Northeast, don't expect a lot of people to know 504 Boys.
Oh, no.
Don't expect a lot of people to know 504 Boys.
No.
But we knew Ashanti, a lot of Ashanti, and somehow this record made its way to my area in Connecticut and on Kazaa. I won't even say it was specifically my area, and it was on Kazaa. Instead of I Can Tell by 504 Boys, it was called Fuck Song by Ashanti.
Wow. That is amazing. So
that's how I always knew with that record. I always thought it was Fuck Song by Ashanti.
It was Ashanti. That's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know up until when I actually moved to the South. I'm like, is this Fuck Song? What y'all know about Fuck Song? And I'm like, 504 Boys.
That is something I did not know. Wow, I did not know that. I mean, growing up in Richmond, in Virginia, you hear that song a lot. To this day, I hear in the club. But you know,
knew it as Ashanti Fuck Song, and I'm actually scared how many other people that also downloaded it on Kazaa knew it as Ashanti Fuck Song. But it's probably, I must sound like the craziest nigga alive to some people that have heard 504 Boys all their life.
Yeah, see, now I got to go do a Twitter search where I can still do it for free. You know, Elon may put a fucking charge on that. Go back and see who knows it as Ashanti Fuck Song on Twitter from back.
Ashanti Fuck Song? Hey, I got to pay $8. Go ahead and search. You can search it if you want, but it's $8, nigga.
Taxing everybody for everything.
That was around the same era of, that was around the same time that 50 Cent was saying, Ashanti little ass butt naked in the truck.
Oh, man.
I could have given myself ding, 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 ding.
He's such a hero, man. Yeah, ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding,
She
ding.
gotta have a messy pot on her nose. She said she was a freak, I suppose.
Oh, my
you
Lord.
You know me. I just go with the flow.
50,
a
man.
Touch, a blow, a little bit. And the song. Paul Wall, baby. Hey, listen, I got the bop the shoe with the doop boot. I don't even remember Paul Wall. I don't even remember Paul Wall's verse. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what's so funny, man? You had all like the hipsters going, you know, it's Paul Wall, man. I mean, I didn't know until I heard him over a Kanye beat how he could rap. I just didn't know. I mean,
he was feeling I got
it. He said on any other song, just on a fucking Kanye beat. It wasn't like he went crazy. I think he said illuminate. What are y'all fawning over the niggas? Illuminate? The fuck out of here, man. Piss me off.
That's another record that I'm actually one. Oh my God. I can just praise to the heavens that I was not in the Northeast when Still Tipping came out. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
God.
The BET Uncut Classic. I thank God that became something nationwide because for a while there, that was like me and my friends' like favorite song just on Uncut. We just look for it to come on Uncut.
If I would have heard I got 84s poking that at the club, I'm showing that. I'm a player, ain't no doubt. And there was snow on the floor, I would have been just so upset. I would have just been so angry.
They probably would have made you listen to some like remix featuring like Graph and like some other people on Hot 97. They wouldn't have played the original.
If Flex had a remix with Mano on it.
Hey man, that's how you did Wipe Me Down, New York. Wipe Me Down had I think Fox on the Hook, and you had Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Jim Jones, I think.
And that's how they did Sitting Sideways, ain't it? They had to put Jay and Lupe on it.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. New York at that time was like, not up in here. They was not doing it, man. You cannot come up here with that. Get that song here. All right, we'll take this out. Put in Jadakiss, Jim Jones.
You know they wipe me down. I got the wipe me crown.
That's what was going on at the time, man. You want to get your Southern hit on the radio in New York, man. You better come put some of these New York rappers on this damn shit.
much different. Why you say it like Pops?
Yeah, right. You better come put some New York rappers on this damn shit.
Better put some water on that damn shit. Oh man, but internet lores, we can go literally all day with that. But hopefully we can talk some more about that on the next Recut Gems. You'll hear from us after WrestleMania weekend. We will be returned back from LA, of course, obviously after WrestleMania, but you'll hear a brand new episode of The Black Print next week, along with a new bonus for the month of April in Throwblacks. We're not sure what album we're actually going to do just yet, but you will know specifically, obviously, as a patron, of course. Thank you so much for being a patron for another month. We appreciate you for your patronage. This bonus will end up making its way up on the YouTube and things of that nature after you have already enjoyed it. So thank you so much for tuning in. You'll hear from us again in the month of April. New Throwblacks, 2 new recuts in the month of April. And that'll mainly be it, man. Till then, we will see you with plenty of wrestling. I'm hoping that we can do some good Patreon footage for everybody for WrestleMania weekend. We will see how I set my camera up, and hopefully things will be well with that. But you will hear from us pretty soon. Until then, we will see you in the next month. Peace.
And the ones down.
Oh, yes. That's just an amazing way to get at it. Yep, that's an amazing way to close it. Roman, your days are numbered, you yatch.